What
I'm a sophomore.
Sophomore? Okay, so sophomores are your hand right quick. Sophomores?
There's like one.
Just the one? Okay. Juniors? Alright, cool. So all y'all pretty much. And then senior. Yeah. No? No seniors? Okay, cool. So 15 to 18, you guys know those requirements, right?
Yeah.
Alright, so you guys kind of got the basic gist. So I'm gonna go more into like the winner experience and what it is to be a winner. You guys know our website?
Yeah.
What is it?
Oh shit.
That's a different thing. That's for alum, but I'm glad you remember that. We'll talk more about that later. So the website is youngarts.org. Can I hear?
Youngarts.org.
Okay, so I do this little thing where I go youngarts.org. Youngarts.org. Sing it with me. Youngarts.org.
Hey.
Youngarts.org. Thank you for the energy. The people who did it. I appreciate it. Sometimes I'll go to like animation programs and do it, and they'll look at me like. Anyways, so I was a winner in 2016. I went through the film program. I submitted 2 films. Do you guys know the requirements when it comes to film? Yes?
Yes.
Over.
Maximum 10.
Uh-huh.
It can be multiple films, maximum 10. Is that it?
What role do you have to be?
Director.
Director.
So you can submit up to 2 films. There's a main film and a second optional film. Now here's the thing when submitting multiple films. Again, both of them combined can't exceed 10 minutes. You have to be either a director in the main film, directors only for the main film. Second film, either a director or cinematographer or animator. So it has to be one of those lead key roles. And so when you're submitting both of those films, they're gonna judge them equally. And sometimes the second film will end up being the one that gets a person to win because basically they're judged the same. So don't submit something that's a little weaker just to submit something and like show extra work. If it's not up to par with your first film, at least emotionally, character-wise, story arc, all those important things. When it comes to production quality, things kind of, you can get away with having a little bit lower production quality technically if you have a strong story and strong character. So think about that more in terms of they want to see who you are as a storyteller, your unique point of view, your perspective, and yeah, your ability to tell a story and show who a character is, right? So you guys are all learning about that. When it comes to experimental documentary, they're really, really open with it. I've seen them a lot. I'm the film discipline coordinator, so I'm also a part of the adjudication process. So I sit in the room and I kind of hear what they're really looking for, and that unique voice is like paramount, you know, and also make sure that you're getting like good actors too. I mean, you guys are in New World, you have like a plethora of people to have in your movies, so make sure that you're really having that person that brings your script to life in the right way. So this website, what is it again?
Youngarts.org.
All right, cool. One-stop shop for all information. You're gonna go ahead to go to apply to Young Arts. Literally, you just click that button. It'll take you to the application login. You can apply to multiple disciplines every year. You guys know this?
Yeah.
Yes, okay, good. So, but you just gotta keep in mind, there's a $30 application fee. It applies for every single discipline you apply to. However, do you guys know how to get a fee waiver?
School.
Not necessarily. Parent, teacher, guardian makes a document that says, please allow so-and-so, and it could be a whole list of names, so Mr. Paris's entire class. So-and-so for a fee waiver, super easy, upload it to every single one of your applications, makes it free. So we're not gonna let that get in the way of us applying. So, okay, let's see.
Film winners get 10,000?
Well, no, it's basically, okay, so things have changed. You remember how it used to be like 3 levels? There's honorable mention, merit, and finalist, and it was like kind of like, oh, I won honorable mention this year, but like someone in my class won finalist. And it's like kind of like this weird like competition-y feeling. That's kind of out the window. We have, which I'm really happy about, 2 different levels now. It's winner and winner with distinction. Winner is allowed to go to and is invited to go to our basically the equivalent of what the regional weeks were, because COVID kind of changed things around. We used to go to LA, New York, Miami for a regional week. That's coming back, slowly phasing in LA and New York. So in the next couple of years, we'll definitely have it. But for now, we have a Miami lab, which is basically a 5-day program at the Young Arts campus, which is very multidisciplinary. And this is just an opportunity that where you're just mixing and collaborating with a lot, doing field trips and like fun stuff, and collaborating with a bunch of different disciplines. And then we also have our Miami Finals Week, which happens in January, which is the big week where basically you decide, you as a winner with distinction, used to be finalist, wins anywhere from $1,000 to $10,000. So that week determines how much money you get. So that's kind of the really intense competition part of Young Arts when you get to that finals week. And that's where by the end of finals week, a couple months later, you find out if you were nominated for U.S. Presidential Scholar in the Arts, which we all know about that, yeah?
Mhm.
Yeah, the most who doesn't know about U.S. Presidential Scholar? Okay, cool, so I'll talk about it real quick. So during that week, if you are a senior and you meet a certain GPA requirement, and amongst other requirements for that, it's basically like a government award. It's the most prestigious award a high schooler can receive in the arts. And basically what happens is if you win a Presidential Scholar in the Arts, then they'll fly you out to the Kennedy Center in Washington, D.C. You'll exhibit your work there. You'll get honored by the president, get a medal. It's a really big deal. The Biden inauguration, I don't know if you guys saw the young poet, Amanda Gorman. She was a U.S. Presidential Scholar in the Arts, so that's kind of like why, part of the reason why she was there. So it's really, really important, and you win a bunch of money. So you can get nominated for Presidential Scholar of the Arts through that Young Arts Finals Week, and then you also, that depends on what kind of money you can receive, from $1,000 to $10,000. If you are a winner, not a winner with distinction, you'll receive a $250 cash stipend, and then you get to come to our intensives, and then also get to enjoy the lifelong Young Arts opportunities. And so, going in a little bit more of what it's like to be a winner, after you do, hold on, I'm gonna get a little water real quick. Okay, so after you do that lab program or your finals week, basically Young Arts really starts kicking in the benefits like pretty much when you're in college or after college. Like it's really not just high school, and that's where I found the main benefits. Young Arts every single month gives out $30,000 in micro grants to alumni. You can apply for a micro grant once a month and receive one per year. I've received them to pay for laptops, camera equipment, trips to film festivals. Like I've received thousands of dollars from just submitting it to micro grants as an alum. That's just like the smaller perk. For filmmakers, every single year, Young Arts and Sundance have a program where it's called the Young Arts Ignite program, where basically they get you a fast track. I don't know if you guys know about Sundance Ignite. Sundance Ignite is for young emerging filmmakers in college level, and you submit your films, and then they basically like give you a really cheap package for Sundance, and you get to go to Sundance and be a part of that programming, and it's really dope. And they treat you really well. Young Arts has a fast track to it, where basically they have you cut the line and all expense paid trip to Utah, and it's so amazing. I don't know if you guys saw Blue Beetle, or know what Blue Beetle is, the movie, the Marvel movie. Okay, that director, so he was a part of this squad of Puerto Rican directors that I became friends with at Sundance, because they treat you like you're the ish, you know what I mean? Like they didn't treat you like a student, because you'll find when you start getting to the festival circuit and their student programming, you're kind of treated like a student. As Sundance, like, you know, if you're cool, people will like you. So that was a lot of fun. So that was also because of Young Arts. Young Arts has also taken me, they've given me my travel stipend to go to Telluride Film Festival, which if you guys don't know what that is, you probably don't, because there's not a lot of press or media. It is the most exclusive like film festival, one of them in the world. It's basically a summer camp for the academy, and they go meet up in this little elite ski town in Colorado, Telluride, and you just watch literally all the best movies of the year. I met Adam Sandler there, Alexa Demi, Greta Gerwig. Me and Greta Gerwig were chopping it up in the bathroom. Like Emma Thompson pulled up. Like it was, you know, what was his name? Adam Driver was there. Like everybody is there. There's no press. There's no cameras. You're just walking around chopping it up with famous people like you're regular. You know what I mean? It's like that. So Young Arts paid for me to go there. And they paid for me to do so much stuff. They also can provide employment, seasonal employment. You become an RA. So definitely, like, when you leave college and you keep in contact with Young Arts, they will have your back when it comes to the money and helping you achieve your career goals. Because that's the whole point, is achieving your career goals through your love of art, right? So yeah, I talked a lot. Do I have any questions?
So when it comes to the submissions, do you know if they have any like censoring, like if things can't be too graphic?
No.
No?
Do what you want.
Okay.
Do what you want. As long as it, you know, at the end of the day, when it comes to things like that, does it contribute to your story and to your plot line and to your character's development? Gotta do it.
Okay. And in terms of like content, what if it's like political? Is that okay? Okay.
Do your thing.
Just check.
Do your thing. Yeah. Very open with it. Yeah.
Is the new way of like doing things that for like everything or just film?
Everybody.
Alright.
Yeah, this is all across the board. And so, also, pro tip.
Where-
You want to double your chances of getting into
Where-
Young Arts,
where should I
apply for writing. So let's go back to the youngarts.org website real quick. I'm gonna pull up writing, because, yeah, good. Everybody apply for
Right
writing.
here?
Yes, let's do, right here, writing. Okay, you see, player script. you're gonna submit your short film and film, right? Then you're gonna go ahead and make another application and submit the script that you submit, the short film script that you submitted, or whatever short film script that you have that you haven't done yet. Like, submit a script. You guys are writing them. You guys know how to write proper screenplay format, right? Yeah. You use Celtics, Final Draft, anything like that. Get to doing it. Get to start writing now, because when it comes to applying to film schools, they're gonna want to see how you tell a story in 1 page in 1 minute. So make sure that you're doing that. That's the FSU film requirement and a lot of other film school requirements. They want to see if you can tell a compelling story in 1 page. So yeah, get to the script writing. Super or poems, short stories, stuff you do in class. Submit it, whatever. Yeah, double your chances. Okay.
That's good information.
No, I'm trying to see if there's anything. Oh, you know what? All of y'all are gonna apply, right?
Yeah.
Who's like thinking about it? Like, I don't know if this is for me, kind of thing. All right, talk to me. Yeah, you too. All right. So we'll get into it. Yeah.
I'm already gonna submit stuff for my actual art, visual arts.
Okay.
So I don't know, cause I might want to focus on my.
Oh, but you're gonna apply anyways.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect, beautiful. What about you? What's going on?
I'm thinking about applying, but I don't know if I wanna do like film specifically,
Okay.
or if I wanna do like another category for it.
Oh, whatever you want. What other category are you thinking?
Maybe like probably acting or singing.
Okay, cool. Yeah, just know. Have you looked over the requirements for acting and singing? Okay, so make sure that you start ASAP. Oh, by the way, application due date October 3rd. October 13th. I'm sorry. 13th.
Yeah.
Turn it in on the 12th. Okay. So, anyways, when you're looking at the requirements, you're gonna have to take videos of yourself performing 2 contrasting monologues, or I don't think he's even contrasting anymore. 2 contrasting, but it doesn't have to be classic and contemporary anymore, which is really good. So you don't have to do like Greek or Shakespearean stuff if you don't want to. But just make sure that you're looking over the requirements. You are gonna have to film yourself. And yeah, so just whatever you have work for, apply for it, because why not? And what year are you right now?
Junior.
You're a junior? Okay. So you still have another chance next year and probably the year after that, depending when you turn 18. So just apply as much as possible, because really you have nothing to lose. And you're, if anything, putting your best foot forward by going, you know what, I'm gonna apply for this, I'm gonna put in the work, I'm gonna submit these videos, I'm gonna practice these songs, I'm gonna practice these monologues, and there's nothing that you could lose from that. And also, that brings up a really good thing, I'm glad you were talking about it. Student list service. Just by applying, doesn't matter if you win or not. If you select the button that says, would you like to be included in the student list service, that means that your application will automatically be put into a pool for recruiters in Juilliard, Berkeley, NYU, prestigious institutions like that have access to your information and to your application. So you are already putting yourself out there just by applying, regardless if you win or not. And if you get up to a certain point in the judging process, you could actually ask for feedback. If you're a senior and it's actually no, if you are eligible to apply the next year, you can ask for feedback. And the panelists will give you feedback on your pieces, which is really amazing to take into the next application. Yes?
Is it like open information who's on the panel for other things? Like for music, for jazz, who's on the panel? Like, can I figure that out?
Yeah,
or-
you can go to the website and you can see who are like in the people that are in the videos are normally the ones that are the panelists. They might vary year to year, but you could find out easy here. So if you go to jazz, am I controlling this?
Yes, you
or
are.
is it in my mind?
Yes, you are. You got to scroll. Just let me. I'll scroll for you.
Okay. So yeah, just go ahead and scroll all the way down to the videos. So, well, you'll see select performances from winners. You can see kind of what has won before, and you can see the info sessions that'll have panelists and winners, guest artists. These guest artists, yes. These videos will show you who will be. The application tips video is like the biggest one to show you who's going to be looking at your application. But yeah. Any other questions? Yes.
So when you submit your application, do you also submit like your film, or is it there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so if you're submitting a film application, so you have an application portal, right? And in that application portal, you'll have your multiple applications.
Okay.
So
So by October 13th.
by October 13th. But I suggest, especially for film, because a lot of people are gonna be uploading at the same time, because applications are normally getting rushed in at the end. I suggest you give yourself a day, let it load, because you don't want it to happen where it's midnight on the 14th and your stuff hasn't uploaded yet. So definitely like give yourself a day. So tell yourself the 12th. Put on your calendar the 12th. So you make sure you get yourself enough time. Any other questions? Mr. Paris, anything else you want me to go over? Or
I have a question.
okay, got it.
It's about like the actual like filmmaking.
Aha.
If you want to make like a high quality film, but you don't have the budget to
Yeah.
buy like high quality microphones or cameras,
Mhm.
what can you like
Yeah, what
figure out? Yeah, what can you do?
So I actually had a film that I submitted to Young Artists that went to All American when I was in high school, because I've been making movies since high school. And what we did, my microphone, I did a voiceover on voice notes on my phone. But the thing is, what kind of cameras are you guys working with?
I have a
Define high
I
quality.
have a Samsung like digital camera.
Oh, like a cute little one of these?
No,
It's
it's
big
it's
though.
like a it looks like a
DSL.
DSLR.
Like I take. Oh, it's a
But it doesn't
DSLR.
have- No, but it doesn't have the little like thing. But it has like a screen. It's like a digital camera.
Okay.
It's from 2013. It's not that.
Okay.
Like low
I mean, I
quality.
was making movies in 2013. They came out pretty fire.
Like,
It's
my-
just a matter of making sure that your lighting's on point and your ISO is not jacked up all the way so that you have grainy footage. Making sure that your spaces are well lit. And just pretty much you're gonna use what you got. So you gotta craft the things that you have. So lighting is gonna be your best friend. So if you're shooting a dark scene, like when you crank up the ISO, most of the time don't go past never really go past 800 ISO, because that'll start creating grain on your image and it'll look cheap. Also make sure that you're employing when you're choosing your shots and you're choosing your shot sizes. Another thing is you guys know what the 180 rule is?
They haven't started.
They haven't started that?
That's our next lesson though.
Okay, cool. So you're gonna be using these different techniques, like not jumping the 180, or when to cut, when to have different shot sizes. If you're gonna do a wide establishing versus a medium close up. You're gonna learn all those things on how to use filmmaking and craft it together. I'd say just starting out, like a really cool thing to do is just focus on the story and the writing aspect of it, and then get people on your team who know, because this is not a solo sport. No, or oh my god, just rock climbing is like getting to my brain. This is not a solo art form. You need to have other people with you. So get people together, like create a compelling story that people want to hop onto, and then get people together that have those skills that you need in order to make it better. The film that won for me for Young Arts, I had visual effects. Like we had this kid Daniel made her look like she was drowning underwater with visual effects, and I don't know how to do any of that, but I came up with the concept. I knew I wanted to direct it. I produced it. I brought people together that had all these different skills, and then we created a piece that was like really good and got me a lot of money, a lot of opportunity at your age, So produce that aspect as well, where you have a good story and you can get people behind it. That's very powerful as well. It's called people leverage. So you'll learn more about that. And then you guys are editing. What are you guys using to edit?
Premiere.
Premiere? Okay. So yeah, it is just a matter of practicing the craft. Just go. I would make music videos to learn how to edit and do to Frank Ocean or something when it first came out. But yeah. Any other questions? I didn't even talk about who I am. You're like, who is this person in front of me? So I own 2 film production companies here. Smokestack Studios and Trabas Productions. My last name is Travada. You put 2 S's at the end, it's Trabas. I've been making movies since I was 15 years old, so I went through this experience of being in high school and doing everything I had to do to make it film-wise so young. And yeah, I started these 2 film production companies. I've worked with Rolling Loud, Atlantic Records, Strange Music. I'm really involved in the hip-hop scene in South Florida, and right now I just finished my contract working with Rolling Loud, making a whole bunch of different hip-hop movies and scripts and things like that. And I'm getting into production on my next feature called Savage Lands, which is kind of an homage to XXS Tentacion era of underground battle rap. So yeah, so we're working on that, and we'll be shooting that at the end of this year. Yeah. Yay! Well, thank you guys so much for having me. I actually have some goodies for you guys if you want them.
Alright.
Posters.
Quick
and
question.
pamphlets and stuff. Yes.
Can you share real quick, I think in this industry, what type of mindset or personality you need to have to really make you move forward in this type of business? You should be are you able to take risk? Are you comfortable, flexible, adaptable? Things happen.
I'd say a lot of it is like problem solving and thinking on the fly, knowing how to improv. And being a director is acting like you know what you're doing and acting like you know what you want. You have to know what you want at all times and make decisions. Being a people person, being able to work in a team. Nobody in this industry likes a jerk. Even though there's a lot of jerks in the industry, that's like the main thing they teach you when you leave film school is like, don't go into this industry and be an A. Don't do that. Be cool, work with people well, know that everybody has a role. There is not one supreme leader. You guys don't work at a studio system. You guys are all just people trying to explore your own creativity and tell your stories. I'd say somebody that is really like dedicated into there's different types of people in the film industry. There's people who are craftsmen who like know how to work the camera or work the lights and grip and who like get their hands dirty into the craft. And then there's people that are more on the creative side of things that are like more producers, directors, writers like me. And so we know how to bring people together, we know how to get the money, we know how to do the business and also create the script and direct and craft that artistic vision. I'd say the mindset that you gotta have is like you gotta want it. This has to be like, I came from dancing, acting, singing, musical theater. Like I love to perform, but I decided, and I danced for over 10 years, and I decided my senior year of high school that I was gonna dedicate myself to film. So I stopped doing point and I stopped like going to drama so much, and I like really dedicated and focused in film, and it's paid off. Like it's basically like you have to have a dedication for the craft and like you gotta have a little bit. Film is life and it's kind of toxic, and then you get out of it and you're like, film is not my worth. But at this point in your career, like just hammer at it and make mistakes and like do the wrong thing, flip the 180, do the wrong shot, edit a bad movie, and like experiment with your own voice. And really at the end of the day, what are you trying to say? Like, who are you? What's your point of view? What do you want to say to the world? Do you have a mission that's like social justice? Do you just want to explore the nuances of the human condition? Do you want to take pretty videos of nature? What do you want to do? And it's all valid. But yeah, keep going.
One more question.
Yeah.
Like after you produce a film, like what is the next step? How do you continue to get paid or royalties and be to get paid off works that now stream in, and you know with all the strikes going on, are you part of any union or anything like that?
No, I'm non-union. We're in Florida, so it's the wild east out here.
Yeah.
It's the dirty south. So we
Gotcha.
do things a little differently. Well, my last movie that's on Apple TV right now, it got distribution. I was a writer and producer on it. This was a work for hire. You're gonna get work for hire gigs. You're gonna be a freelancer. I own multiple businesses and I work for myself. I also work with Young Arts. They have my back. They give me a nice steady that I could fall back on. But I build on, like right now, I'm making a bunch of money making TikTok content during these strikes, and I'm in pre-production we just raised $700,000 to shoot a feature, a low budget feature.
Nice.
And we're getting like all these different people on it, and I basically put myself in a position to have a family, and we all came together to win. So I created a community for myself of people who are all interested in making like hip hop movies, and we're all from South Florida, and we're all very dedicated to the South. And so we have similar values, and we like kicked off and started getting gigs. We'll do, music videos for record labels. We'll do a commercial here. We'll do this, we'll do that. And that's how you make your money. And then you sit down and you write a script and you pitch it to people with money and have them invest into your movies. Or then you pitch it to agents and managers, and you pitch it to, some big record label exec that knows a guy who knows a guy. And it's just all this people leverage. But that, honestly, I'm gonna be real, it's really cool just to focus on that in like your 20s, and right now, focus on story, focus on character, focus on who you wanna be, build your brand, right? Which you're probably getting hit over the head, Gen Z, about like building your own brand, but it's true. Like, who are you? Like, I'm Trabas. My brand is nightlife, underground, edgy, neon lights, Miami. That's me, that's my brand, right? Chongalicious. So for you, come up with like, now that you're in high school, you go to an art school, you're around inspiring, amazing people all the time. Like, who are you in that space? So I feel like focus on that now. The business stuff, I own businesses. I was a part of a business fraternity in college. I like love entrepreneurial stuff. I went on after college to get like entrepreneurship certificates, and you do that when money is the main focus. But right now, the fact that all you got is a camera and what you know in Adobe Premiere and your friends, get together on a Saturday, spend 16 hours, and knock out a short film. Be like, yo, we are gonna come to this house and we're gonna make a short film. That's what we did in high school. Our teacher was like, y'all are gonna get together 2 Saturdays a month and make short films. And I want a short film at the end of that Saturday. Like that. And then we would go to STN, Student Television Network competition, and it was, you had to do a short film in 8 hours, 16 hours. So do that. Just start crafting it now. Submit it to Young Arts, submit it to other grant opportunities, submit it to film schools, or if you don't wanna go to film school, submit it to production companies in your area that can hire you. Get on set. At this age, you can start being a PA. Things like that. Production assistant.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, and you just start being on set and getting that on-set experience and building those connections, because it's all a people thing. It's who you know. So you got to be in the position to get to know these people.
Powerful. Powerful. Did you guys get anything from this?
I have a question just to like clarify. You're more like, what's your role in like?
I'm a director, writer, producer.
That's okay. That's
Yeah.
a lot.
So directing is my number one. And then, but writing, producing, I love to do it. You have to do it, and it pays me well. Any other questions?
Thank you so much.
Nice to meet you.